Let's say I'd like to create a new Bliss tactile symbol for the concept babysitter. Here's what I'm going to use to make that happen. The set of Bliss SVG files from the BCI website, the Bliss symbol converter PowerPoint file that I downloaded from this page that you're currently on right now on the website, and the collection of designers and supporting files that I also downloaded from Printables, or I think I may have been able to get it from Thingiverse as well. So let's first go find out if there's an official symbol for babysitter. Let's launch this. Okay, there we go. I'll search for babysitter. Oh, I'm already seeing it appear here. So I'll complete a search there, bring them all possible options up, and I see babysitter.svg right here. Now I'll bring up the PowerPoint file. I'm going to make it a little smaller so I can drag and drop onto it. I'll go to an open slide. I can use this slide. It's got enough extra space, no problem. And I'll take this file, just drag it over and drop it on this slide. I just slid it upward until the top part of the graphic sits above, slightly above this dotted line, and the bottom part slightly below it. So it's pretty much centered here. And these lines in the middle here represent the sky line and the earth line. What I want to do is get a good sense of where my graphic sits relative to those lines, primarily for positioning the graphic later when I add it to a blank Bliss tactile symbol. So the next thing I need to do is go to the Home tab and arrange, ungroup. Yes, I do want to convert it to Microsoft Office drawing object. Then I'm going to right click on it and choose Format Shape. Now with the Fill in Line tab exposed and the line section expanded, I'll change the width to 11 points, so everything thickened up. And I'll check to make sure that the cap type and join type are both round. Then I can get rid of this. Now if I stopped here and just saved this as a new and improved SVG picture, I'd have some trouble with this shape right here, this circle, because OpenSCAD is going to not draw this properly. It's going to just give you a solid circle rather than just the outline of the circle. Now I can fix that by going to slide number 1. And here are a number of things that are just easier to grab and copy to the slide you're on. So I'm going to take the circle of the same size, Control-C, copy, go back to my original slide here, Control-V, paste, and now I'm going to swap this circle for this one. It's constructed differently than this guy. So I'll just delete him and then bring this one over and position it where the other guy was. It comes down a little bit like that. Close enough. Select everyone again and we'll group it, and then we'll save it as an SVG file. So right click, choose Save as Picture. I'm going to navigate to the folder where I have all this. Tactile symbols, and I want to put it in this SVG file folder. I'm going to give it the correct name, babysitter. And I want to make sure I save it not as a PNG file, but as an SVG file or a scalable vector graphics file. Save. And because I might be coming back here someday to reuse that graphic, I'm going to label it. And save the PowerPoint file. I'm done with the Bliss SVGs. And now I'll bring up this folder that is the designers plus a bunch of supporting files. I'll look in SVG files. I want to see babysitter.svg here. It is here. It's ready to go. All right. So step number 1 is to convert this into an STL. And this is the designer that does that. I'll double click. Brings up the designer. And in the only section here, graphic info, I'm going to type in babysitter here. It's the name of the SVG file, but without the .svg ending. Babysitter. And hit the return. Take a moment. There's the babysitter. Pretty much ready to go. It's properly sized and everything. And now I'm going to render it. That's this button right here. It's also in design render, or you could press F6, the function key. Let me do that. So now we're converting it to a mesh. It'll take a moment to do that. The more complex the graphic, the longer it will take. All right, the graphic just finished rendering, and it took 19.5 minutes to do it. It looks like this is the hardest part for OpenSCAD. It looks like it was able to maintain these chamfers on the edges of the symbol, but we'll find out whether that actually works when we get around to adding it into the Bliss symbol. It would have rendered much more quickly if I had just said chamfer top edge no. But let's see if we can get this to go all the way through to the symbol. So we'll save this now as an STL file, and we have a couple of options where we can put it. We can put it in, well, we're not going to put in core concepts. Those are the 242 symbols. But could we put it in beyond core concepts? Yes. Probably not in basic shapes because this isn't a basic shape. So we'll put it in beyond core concepts, and we'll call it babysitter. All right, that completed, and that means we're really done with the conversion from SVG to STL. Now it's time to bring up the tactile symbol designer and add it into a tactile symbol. By the way, at this point we could also put it in Bliss challenge tiles, a Bliss puzzle, a Bliss explorer, but we're going to instead put it on a symbol. So double click, launch the designer, and let's go ahead and go down to graphic info. We put it in beyond core concept. So we'll type in babysitter here. Don't put the STL on the end. And there it appears. So the symbol is wider than a size 1 symbol. So this is a size 1 symbol. So we'll need to make the symbol wider, or we'll have part of the graphic hanging off the edge, which won't look good. So let's try making it 1.5 and see what happens. That's still sticking out a bit on this side. I'm sure the same on the other side. We'll go all the way to 175. There it is. So a 1.75 size symbol is the right symbol for something with a symbol with a graphic this wide. And at this point, I can just save it. I can save this as a new symbol. It's already got the round shape of a noun. I can change the color of the display. I still have to put orange filament in the printer to actually achieve this. And I can say that I want the graphic to be black, so I have a good good contrast and color. But the last thing I need to do is I need to I'm going to put some text on the side that says babysitter. So I'll go down here and type in and there it appears on the side, ready to go. It's engraved, it's on the sides. And our inset for the Velcro is all ready to go as well. I didn't have to make any adjustment vertical. I didn't have to adjust I didn't have to slide the graphic vertically because it's sitting nicely right between the earth line and the skyline, just like we saw in PowerPoint. So it's really ready to go, and I can render it, and we'll take it through the render process and see how well it comes out the other end. All right, the rendering process just finished. It took, where are we at there? It took another almost 9 minutes to do. Got lucky and we were able to save the chamfers here on the edges of the symbol. So this symbol will be a little bit more rounded on the top edge and not quite as sharp. But it's a long time and may take even longer if you have a slower computer. So all of this could have been shortcutted by if I had simply set the turn chamfering off in the conversion from an SVG to an STL. All of this would have happened very, very quickly as a result, much less than a minute for any one of the renders. So anyway, we've got a symbol now that's ready to print, and we can just save it as an STL file and print it as we normally would any other STL file.